Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to show you the differences between the different phthalo blues and phthalo greens that are out there. So these are the colors that I have. Phthalo is the short name for this synthetic pigment that's called phthalocyanine. We have phthalocyanine blue as well as phthalocyanine green. Phthalo colors are known to be very light, fast, very vibrant and highly staining. Different manufacturers may name their phthalocyanine colors differently. So with Daniel Smith, they are mostly phthalo blues and phthalo greens, but with Schmincke, we have phthalo blue. This is PB15-1 and this is PB15-3, heliocerulean. The equivalent for Daniel Smith will be phthalo blue green shade. This is phthalo sapphire blue, PB15-6. The equivalent from Daniel Smith is phthalo blue red shade. This is helio turquoise, PB16, and phthalo green. Well, phthalo green for Daniel Smith is also phthalo green. The only phthalo colors I have in my palette are phthalo blue and phthalo green. Phthalo blue is excellent for mixing really vibrant, bright yellow greens, and phthalo green, I mostly use it to mix dark shadows when mixed with red. I'm actually going to drop phthalo green from my current palette because it's very easy to mix phthalo green using phthalo blue with a yellow. Right, let's paint some color swatches. Phthalo colors are very vibrant and they have very high tinting strength, which means you just need to use a tiny bit of paint and you can achieve very intense, very vibrant colors. So a 15 ml tube like this can go a very long way. It can last for a very long time. So that was Schmincke Phthalo Blue, and this is heliocerulean, also from Schmincke. You may notice there's this number behind the colon. So for PB15 there is PB15:1, :3, :6. I actually have no idea what that specifically means. To me it's just a different variation of color from the same family. This is phthalo sapphire blue from Schmincke. Phthalo colors are also known to be very transparent. This is Schmincke Helio Turquoise PB16. Phthalo colors are highly staining, which means they are great for glazing or layering techniques. So you can paint a wash of phthalo first on watercolor paper, and subsequent layers will not lift the first layer or will not reactivate the first layer. These colors are highly staining because the pigments are very small, so small that they can get into the paper rather than stay on top of the paper. If you drop phthalo colors onto wood or onto your t-shirt, it's going to be very difficult to wash that off. I actually have t-shirts that were stained with phthalo colors, and that stain has been on my t-shirt for years. This is Daniel Smith's manganese blue hue. This is not the original manganese. The original manganese is made with toxic pigment, which is why it has been discontinued. So other manufacturers, they have the so-called hue versions of the manganese color. And this color, right now when it's wet, it actually looks like it's a granulating color. But we will see how it actually looks when this is dry. So this is PB15. There's no colon number behind. This is Daniel Smith's Phthalo Blue green shade. Green shade just means that this is the cooler version of phthalo blue compared to the warmer version of phthalo blue, which is the red shade. This is the phthalo color that I have in my palette. As you can see, this color, it's incredibly vibrant. And this is Phthalo Blue red shade, the warmer version. Now this color actually looks a bit like French ultramarine or ultramarine blue. The main difference between this color and ultramarine is phthalo blues, phthalo colors, they do not granulate. So if you want a color that looks like ultramarine but you don't like the granulation, you can consider using phthalo blue. Daniel Smith Phthalo Green. Now this is more intense and more vibrant compared to Schminker's version, which for some reason my tube of Schminker Phthalo Green, it has a lot of binder. Phthalo colors are so vibrant that you definitely have to mix them. It's very difficult to use the color straight from the tube because there aren't such vibrant colors in nature. And here we have Phthalo Green yellow shade. Now if you want a version of this cool green, both of these are considered cool greens, that granulates, you can consider using Viridian, which is a cool green that granulates. But for Phthalo Green, it's a non-granulating color. So here it appears to be more yellow. So if you want to mix a bright yellow green, you can consider using this. If you want to mix a blue green, you can consider using Phthalo Green blue shade. The swatches have dried, so let's take a closer look. This paper that I'm using, by the way, this is the Strathmore Visual Journal with watercolor paper, 300 GSM cold press, no cotton content. So it actually works quite well with watercolor. So at first glance, I would say maybe the Daniel Smith Phthalo colors, they are a bit more vibrant or intense compared to the Schminker version. But that has got to do with how much paint I used and also the paper that I've used. So these are color swatches painted on Fabriano Artistico. And let me just rearrange this. So the colors here, they are definitely more vibrant compared to the colors here that I have on the Strathmore paper. And these two colors look very similar to these two colors. There's actually a PB15 pigment, but I've not seen any paint that uses that pigment. This Helio Turquoise, this is actually quite nice. Phthalo Green from Schminker. My tube has too much binder. There's too much binder here that's messing with the pigment to make it look like it's granulating, but it's actually not. And you can see the glossy surface of the binder when it's dry. And this is the Daniel Smith version, which is matte when dry and no granulation. Daniel Smith Manganese Blue Hue PB15. This is interesting because I see some granulation. It's not that obvious, but it's definitely there. The original manganese pigment, it's heavily granulating. So this is, well, an alternative. Phthalo Blue green shade and Phthalo Blue red shade. So earlier on I mentioned this color, it's the warmer version of Phthalo Blue, and you can use this as an alternative to French ultramarine. So let me just put ultramarine blue on the side here to compare. Now this blue, it's I'm not sure how to explain it. It's just a warmer version of Phthalo Blue, but if you really want a warm blue, you can go with ultramarine. This is great for mixing vibrant purples and violets. And we have Prussian Blue here. This probably looks closer to Phthalo Blue. Anyway, this is a non-granulating color as well. Phthalo Green blue shade and Phthalo Green yellow shade, both non-granulating colors. And now let's see if the colors will lift. It does lift slightly. but it's not easy to lift. How much it lifts really depends also on the paper that you are using. So these are the differences between the different phthalo blues and greens. The quality from Schmincke and Daniel Smith to me is quite similar, except for this tube of Schmincke phthalo green that I have. Now phthalo colors, they are quite inexpensive compared to other blues, so they are really worth the money, and they have very high tinting strength, so they are going to last for a very long time in terms of light fast quality, as well as how long you can use the tube. Some artists don't like phthalo colors because they are too vibrant, and it's very easy to have phthalo colors overpowering your art if you are not careful, if you use too much paint. So for me, when I'm using phthalo colors, I always add a tiny bit of paint just to be careful, just so that I don't have that color overwhelming my other colors. Alright, let me know in the comment section below what you think about phthalo colors. Do you like them? Do you use them? I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching this video. See you guys in the next one. Bye!